G'day, I'm Warwick Schiller, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the importance of making sure the little things go right. This here is a 5-year-old Andalusian I've just started working with a couple of days ago. He is a big horse. He's like 17-1, he's a dressage horse, but they've had a lot of trouble with him. He's got separation anxiety, he spooks at things, he runs over people, he won't do this, he won't do that. There's a lot of stuff in there, but what I've noticed with him so far is I've worked with him a couple of days and all I've done is take care of the little things, you know, handling him, all that sort of stuff. He's gotten a lot better already, but when I first started working with him, he had a blanket on, okay, what you would call a rug in Australia. When I took it off, he was scared to death of it, okay? What I don't do, if a horse is scared to death of a blanket, is put it on him and take it off. You know, I mean, put it on him and then the next morning take it off and work him and stuff, because this horse has been blanketed for quite a long time. And every time they take the blanket off, he spooks at it. When they put it back on, he spooks at it, but they've done nothing to address that spooking in the meantime. And so, last night when I put him away, I didn't put this back on him because he's not ready for it yet, okay? But what I noticed this morning was this was down here by the tack room. When I brought this up here, just watch him right here. See that right there? This horse has been wearing this blanket. But when I just go to hang it right here, see him bury his head in the corner, he's just scared to death of this thing. I don't know why anybody would want to put something on a horse that they're scared to death of without working on it piece by piece by piece so they're good with it, you know what I mean? I never put a blanket or a rug on a horse for the first time until they're ready to do it, which means they would have been through all the groundwork, they're not scared of anything, they're respectful, yada yada yada. But anyway, you can see right there, just me moving this blanket around, see how scared he is of it? Of course he's going to be scared when you put it on him, and if you put it on him and he's worried about it, and then when you take it off he's still worried about it, he'll be worried about it for the next 10 years because no one's done anything to address him being worried about it. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that, because probably here in a couple of weeks I'll come back and I'll show you, and he'll stand there and I'll walk up and just throw it on him and he'll be just fine. But what I won't do is work on this, putting this on him to fix it. I'll work on the other stuff. Kind of reminds me of recently in Australia at a clinic. I did a clinic in Australia and there was a lady there, had a little 14-hand Palomino horse that she does English riding on, and he does this, he does that, he spooks and he won't go and he kicks out of the leg and yada, the whole thing. Anyway, the first morning we did some groundwork with all the horses, and at lunchtime she came up to me, and the clinic was in a small covered arena there. And at lunchtime she came up to me and she said, "Oh, I've got a question." She's kind of a timid sort of a lady. She said, "Oh, I've got a question." And I said, "Yeah, what's that?" And she goes, "Well, I sometimes haul into this covered arena to ride," and she said, "Well, there's a peacock." And I said, "What do you mean there's a peacock?" And she goes, "Well, there's a peacock lives in a tree up there." And I said, "So? What would that matter?" She goes, "Well, when I ride sometimes the peacock comes out of the tree and he lands on the fence. And my horse is scared to death of the peacock, like petrified of it. What do I do?" And I said, "Oh, you know what, I wouldn't really worry about it." And she said, but no, you're not listening to me. He's scared to death of the peacock. What should I do?" I said, "Oh, I just ignore it, I wouldn't worry about it." She goes, no, but he's really literally scared of the peacock. What should I do?" And I said, "I just ignore it." She goes, but how will ignoring it help?" I said, "Well, ignoring it won't help." But I said, "You remember this morning when we started doing the groundwork? The very first thing we do in that groundwork, desensitizing those horses, is you'll take like the end of your lead rope, if I can find it, like this, and just, you know, if this was the horse's back and his head was here, you just flip that lead rope over his back like that. You can see how much that worries that horse right there? Well, I'm not even anywhere near him. Anyway, you just flip that lead rope over his back, and I said, "Your horse was scared to death of this. This is the world's smallest, quietest peacock, and your horse freaked out about it." Of course it would freak out at the big peacock. Don't worry about the big peacock. The big peacock is a motorbike or a chainsaw or anything else that you think might bother your horse. That's not the problem. The small problems are the things you want to solve. Anyway, I don't think she really believed me. So the next day at the clinic, before lunch, she's working away there doing some more groundwork in the arena, and guess what? The peacock shows up, lands on the fence, and she wasn't even paying attention. She was working with a horse. Anyway, I said, "Hey," her name was Eloise, and I said, "Hey Eloise, have a look over here." And she looked over, she goes, "Oh, what?" And I said, "Now look at your horse." And her horse just stood there and went, she wasn't bothered by it. And I said, "Does your horse normally do that when the peacock shows up?" She goes, "No, but normally I'm riding him." And I said, "Oh, so when you're on your horse's back, his vision is different and you've used the peacock differently?" "I don't think so." I said, "Your horse yesterday was scared to death of this. Now we can take the whip and we can whip the ground like this. And we can do all sorts of things, and your horse is not worried about those things, because what we've done is we started in a small place, got your horse good at that, gone to the next biggest thing, the next biggest thing. Once you get to a certain size thing and certain noise, it doesn't matter if it's what you're doing or if it's the Peacock, or if it's someone going past on a motorbike or whatever, it just, all that stuff takes care of itself. But anyway, so we'll come back here in a couple of weeks when this horse is a lot better about everything. See how worried he is right there? I'll show you what it looks like then. Hope that helps. See you guys next time.